Hi everybody, so this is my episode recap of Fionna Cake. I'm doing this at 10 o'clock. Sorry if I'm late. I watched this morning, well, even in the evening, but then long story. But anyways, I'm here to do my episode recap. Oh, it was a funny episode. So it begins with Alice P having a dream and he's using a possum as a pillow. Oh boy. And he has this dream about this alien lady. I don't know if it's a spirit or something, but the spirit was like, I need to tell you this, give this information. And Alice P was like, no, I don't want to listen. You know, Pelton Ward, like when he does Alice P's voice, he's trying to sound like a teenage girl, but he really matches this big husky mustache guy. But yeah, so it was all a dream, and then it goes to the intro, and then they're starting to hang up flyers with Boys Night, which I think is a nod to the Fionna Cake comics, and they're trying to put DJ Flame on it, and Marshall and Gary's like, and they're like, okay, when people see DJ Flame here, they'll be really excited. And the skater girls are trying to help, which is nice. I'm glad they're friends. But anyways, they're trying to help, and I think you see the gender swap version of Party Pete, and she's like, I don't know, and just like, oh my gosh, DJ Flame, I'm definitely going. And Marsh's like, I want to play my own songs. And then Fiona's like, you could be a great opening act. And then Huntress Wizard was like trying to have a vision about something. Also, I just want to say something about last week's episode. I thought it was really great. There's some things I want to bring up of how I liked the Fionna and Finn interaction. Like, I love they both did the scream like, ah! Yeah, that was great because Fionna was doing the scream from before, so I'm glad they got to do that together. And I like the part where they're like, I gotta listen to my hero heart. And Fiona's like, hero heart. Yeah, I like that. Also, there's something I want to bring up. Finn, Princess Bubblegum, Marceline, and Simon Petrikov aren't in this episode for some reason. Yeah, they were just focusing on Fiona's story and what they were doing. But it was a fun story. So, like I was trying to say, Huntress Wizard is on a tree trying to think. She sees for Spirit Warrior. And then he's like, a broken tool guides you to a flame. And I was like, okay, what could that do? I was like, make sense of your metaphors, but she goes and thinks about what to do and tries to have a plan. But Fionna is waiting for DJ Flame. She tries to call him and then it rains and she's like, where is he? Where is he? And it gets dark. He's like, where is he? I'm so mad. Fennel's probably doing something. And Cake tries to be a jacket and she's like, well, let's think about this. Let's think about this. I think that's really cute. And then Fionna goes back home and it's 5 a.m. and I'm like, yeah, I've been there. And then she's up all night. She's trying to think and then she's worried about the sweet spot getting bulldozed. She's worried the concert's not doing well. And then she tries to go to DJ Flame's apartment, but turns out it's Fentanyl. And then Fentanyl's like, I've been worried about DJ Flame. Where could he be? I'm starting to worry. Should we do a manhunt? But then Fiona's like, no, let's do a manhuntress hunt. And she's like, I don't know that show. They got hot dogs and then Cake was making a piñata of M-Core, which I found really funny. And then Fionna and Fennel, they eat hot dogs, and Cake was like, you got dogs without me? And then they go to Huntress Wizard in a weird position on a toilet, and I thought she was like, what? And then Fionna and Fennel was like, we need to find DJ Flame, we can't find him anywhere. And she's like, if I give you out of my hair, here, take these leaves, eat them. And boy, do they get high as a kite. Oh boy. Yeah, they eat the plants and then they get really high. It's like, no, you ate too much. And they try to find him and then they see like little object people, like a purple pointy people, and then they go to like this salon place and you see Alice P getting like fingernails done for the squirrels and it's all nuts and they were like, oh, you're glowing, and then they see M-Core and Fennel's like, that guy's a horse. And they were like, go to him, to Cake, and Cake was like, go to them. It's like, okay, well, let's keep looking. What's happening? Oh, that way. Oh, look, a burning building. That must be where DJ Flame is. They go to the burning building. It's like, DJ Flame, where are you? Felix. And Cake charges in. She's like, get out of here. It's the burning building. There's these firefighters, and they're like, what the heck, man? Don't go in a burning building. This is a fire drill. We're practicing. And then they get locked in a porta potty, and then they're like, oh, this smells wonderful. And I'm like, ugh. But then Cake was like, I gotta go find Plant Girl. And then Fionna and Fennel talked to each other, and she was like, oh, everyone's got everything figured out. Even Hunter, like he was probably born there. And Fennel was like, no, he had his bad moments and angry moments. It takes a lot of work to get there. And I thought that was sweet. I really like the bonding between Fennel and Fionna. I thought them being friends was really nice. And then they put each other's paws on each other, and then they're like, okay, what do we do now? We just gotta focus on Felix, and they see a flying saucer, and cause Alice P was like, I think what happened to Felix is that he was abducted by aliens, and Fionna said like, aliens aren't real. Yeah, says the girl who saw an interdimensional creature that can create realities and literally traveled the multiverse and fought a scarab creature. She's not one to say aliens aren't real. She must be really high. So they go on the flying saucer, they break out of the porta potty, but then they go on the flying saucer and they get transported to Venus, and then they meet these other people. Fionna almost got engaged to someone, and I'm like, whoa. And then they were like, this is Venus. So this is like the thing, men are for Mars, women are for Venus, and children are from Earth. I don't know. But anyways, they sing a lovely song. Then they go to this statue who's clearly shirtless. Like, is this... Like, I know she's a statue, but oh my gosh. And then they find DJ Flame, and then they're like, we gotta save him. We challenge you to a battle of love. And then they get suited up, and then they try to get ready for battle, and then they talk to each other. Fennel's like, I'm not a badass like you. And it's like, no, I'm just angry and violent and impulsive. I'm not a great fighter like Finn. And then they suit up, they get ready to fight this hard creature, and they only get powered by love. And then at first they didn't know how to fight, but then they're like, okay, I love that you're a great fighter. I love that you care about your friends. And I'm like, you have cool hair. We just met. I think you're a great listener. I know we just met, but I'd like to be your friend. I'd like to be your friend. So yeah, I like the friendship that Fennel, and I know Fennel's supposed to be like a gender swap version of Fern, which was like a clone of Fern, so she's supposed to be like a clone of Fionna, but I like that the friendship they're having between each other. I think it's really nice. Also, Huntress Wizard, like, Cake takes Huntress Wizard to the party. It's like, we need to find them. I was like, and she finds a broken tool. It's like, follow the broken tool. DJ Flame might lead me to the heart of the forest. And then she searches her, she finds the hot dog, she goes all over the place. She runs into Hunter, and she's like, Hunter, I need you. It's like, oh, you need my help. Okay. But Hunter was like, I'm busy doing this. Huntress Wizard was like, you help plants? I'm a plant. I need your help. I was like, okay. So they found this address, and then they go to this building. But there's another part where Marshall's playing the guitar, and there's a guy in a pigeon suit, and it's that guy that keeps stalking him. And apparently he works for his mother, and he was like, have you noticed why you never got kidnapped or anything bad happening to you? That was me. I was like, why couldn't he just stay with him? But okay, but then they revealed that he got a restraining order from Simone, the Ice Queen, and he was like, Simone was my friend, I liked her, I was giving her a hug. I was like, wow, I'm embarrassed, but it was your mom's orders. I was like, oh, yeah, that's upsetting to hear. But anyways, Fennel and Fionna, then they strengthened up, they defeated the bad guy, and then they rescued DJ Flame. They went into space. They were like, you're pretty, yay! And they learned to love each other. I think that's what we're supposed to get. But then they dropped DJ Flame, and then they started crying. It's like, no, what happened? Oh no, I'm sorry, I lost DJ Flame. It's all my fault. Oh, sorry, what happened to my voice there? But anyways, so Hunter and Huntress, like, they went to the street, and then they heard noise. They were like, what happened to these flowers? And then Huntress Wizard jumped over there. At first they were gonna call Cake, but then they were like, let's just jump over the fence. And then they found DJ Flame, and then DJ Flame was like, I never miss a gig. And they were like, Fionna has been waiting all over for you. You had Fennel and Fionna worried about you. Where were you? And they were doing a birthday party for the Lemon Cartel's dog. Oh boy. Yeah, they were doing this for their dog. Oh boy. And Fionna and Fennel started crying, and then Huntress Wizard found them after Cake was scolded her, like, where were you? I was trying to find Fionna and Fennel, and you abandoned. Like, where were you? And she learned something about communication because she was scolding DJ Flame about, why didn't you just talk to them? So then Huntress Wizard goes to Fennel and Fionna, put some orange stuff on them, and then they were like, oh, where were we? Oh, we're on a Ferris wheel. And then, oh no, we lost DJ Flame. And it was a tiger plushie. And then Cake was like, DJ Flame was fine. He's gonna be there at the gig. It was like, okay. And then, but Fionna and Fennel, they were like, thank you. That was weird. Thank you. I hope to see you again someday. And then Fionna got a phone call from Cake's phone. She was like, you really need to get a phone. And then Fionna was like, oh, hey, Marshall. And then Marshall's like, I don't want to have boys' night out there. I just discovered something messed up. It was like, oh, okay, well, it's too late to back down, but you don't have to play there. I'm doing this for you. Is everything okay? And then Marshall was like, her hallucinations were going away. And, well, that's all the episode. Oh, it was a really crazy episode. Fionna and Fennel were definitely high as a kite, I know. And Cake was like, I don't mess with salad. And they were so crazy high, like, wow, they were getting high. I know this is an adult show, but they never really say that, but you know what was going on. Oh boy, this episode was fun and crazy, hilarious in all the funny ways. But yeah, and I hope, like, what does Fionna will figure this out, because Fionna, like she's doing this for them, but you can tell she still has feelings for DJ Flame, but I'm glad Fionna and Fennel became friends, and I really like that. And I like the part where it's like, I'm glad Hunter has a friend like you, and I thought that was really nice. I thought it was really nice. It was a nice episode. In my last episode recap, I explained how I kind of wish they go to, like, the story where they're helping Finn, or, like, because remember in the beginning of the first season, they meet Simon Petrikov, and then they go into this multiverse story where they did that in, like, the third and fourth episode, but I think this, like, the story they're doing now, but I really like this story. I really like the friendship Fennel and Fionna had. I know she's supposed to be an alternate version of Fionna, but I like that they try to help out and have friends, and they really are having friends with plants, like Finn. Like, I read a comment, and if you really think about it, Finn had a grass sword, he lived in the treehouse, his brother was Fern was basically a grass person, and he had the hots for Huntress Wizard, so you can tell that they have a thing for plants now. But anyways, I thought this was a nice episode. I hope they figure out what happened to Finn and what's gonna happen in the next episode. This episode was called The Wolves That Wander. There was nothing because even in the Wikipedia I admitted there's nothing that connects to the title, but I guess there were the wolves that were wandering. I think the wolves was like a metaphor, but anyways, they were really trying to find DJ Flame, and Hunter and Huntress Wizard found them. But anyways, I thought it was a really nice episode of Fennel and Fionna being friends. I thought that was nice. I wonder what's gonna happen next. Like, are DJ Flame and Fionna gonna end up together? Are they gonna save Finn? I wonder what's Finn been doing, because they even admitted Simon, Marcy, and Bubblegum and Finn are absent in this episode, but I wonder what's going to happen in the next episode. But anyways, this was a really fun episode. I had a good time watching. What did you thought of this episode? What did you think? And hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you next time.